Hi, hello, welcome. It is Pip here from queenpipcards.com. Welcome to my live stream this week. It's Moody Monday. I'm here to do my Moody Monday pick me up video and cheer you up and hope that you have a cheery week for the rest of the week. So sometimes it can be a bit moody on a Monday when you go back to work. It's still sun is shining outside, so it's not like it's gloomy weather, but sometimes you can feel a little bit moody. So my job is to cheer you up and talk about some nice crafty things. And hopefully we're going to have fun today. We're going to make some stuff. I always like to do a bit of crafting live, obviously. Got a couple of things to talk about as well today. We had a fantastic weekend retreat just gone. Had some brilliant times with the ladies on Saturday. That went really well. So if you are looking for a bit of a crafty retreat, the next one coming up is in October, and it's a 2-day, it's a whole weekend retreat. So if that is something that you're interested in, then by all means get in touch. I have a UK version which includes all of the goodies that you're going to get, which includes the lovely Whimsy and Wonder bundle, but I also have an international version if anybody wants to join us from abroad. And you can, all the stuff is recorded, all the videos are done for every tutorial, there's PDFs, plus we have live Zoom classes too. So, and a lot of fun and prizes and surprises and things like that. So if that sounds like your bag, then you're going to want to come and have a look on my website. And my website is really, really easy. It's just queenpipcards.com, and have a look on there and click on book. And then when you go into book, you can see all the different types of classes that I do. And one of them is retreats. Check in there and you'll be able to book in. Just a deposit now, and then if you need to talk to me about a payment plan, we can do that over the next few months, and then you can be booked in for our weekend retreat, which is great fun. So if that is something that you're interested in, then please do have a look on there. You can also just jump on and chat with me about it on my page or in my group. Okay, so that's that. So who have we got coming? We've already got people joining in. Hi Kay, hi Lisa Jane, lovely to see you. Happy Monday, or Monday night for you, not afternoon. But it's lovely to see you here. Thank you very much for joining in. So today we are going to be looking at the stamp set called Enjoy the Moment. Now this is not necessarily a new stamp set. It's a stamp set that's been out for a while, but it's a nice stamp set, and it's got a few different things in it, and I was inspired by the catalogue, which I always am, to give some stuff a try. Now I just realised I need to grab a couple of other ink pads, which I had forgotten. There we go. So we're going to give that a go, and we're going to give it a go changing some stuff up from the catalogue and making it a little bit more new card maker friendly, but we'll also do some more complicated stuff as well. Hi Sue, afternoon. Yes, afternoon, not morning. I know, it always catches me. I always feel like it's a morning when I say hello on here. It feels like the start of my day, but it isn't. I've been working since 8 o'clock, but it always kind of feels like a morning even though it's lunchtime. So hopefully everybody is ready to get going. What else do I need to tell you about? Oh, we do need to talk about the stuff that's coming up. So the bundle class, last week we played with All Squared Away. I've created some amazing cards for this class. Oh, I don't have them to hand. I can't get over there because I've mic'd up, but we have got some fantastic cards for this class coming up. 2 sort of fancy-ish, well, kind of weird sort of folds, 2 different cards that are kind of like that. And that's coming up in closes this week, so you need to book it in by Friday. And the class is on the 12th of August. So that's, no, not on the 12th of August, the 14th of August. So that's that. And then what else have we got coming up? And then there's the paper share. So paper party fun all the way. It's not happening until September, but I'm just telling you now, you need to book up by about mid-August. So probably by the time the class runs at the middle of August, and then we'll have it in a couple of weeks. It needs to come to me. I need to chop, prep, pack, do all the kits, get it all back out to you again. That's on the 3rd and 4th of September. So that's really good fun. And if you're local to me and you can come locally, then I will be hosting an in-person, hopefully, fingers crossed, depending on everything. I'll be hosting an in-person event on the 11th of September. So that's the week after the paper share, which will be in our local St Mary's Church Hall, hopefully. So that's in the afternoon. and that will, you'll get a little goodie bag. We won't be actually doing any crafting that day. It's just going to be a social event, but you'll be able to see loads of stuff. I'll bring all my displays out, so you'll be able to see stuff and enjoy. Okay, so who else have we had join us? So Paula's here, Louisa's here, and Jane is here, and Marilyn as well in the, oh, I'm not going to know who's on stream me now. It's going to be both of you, so that's cool. Excellent. Alrighty, so let's get started. Let us move this over here. Let's just take this off. There we go. Right, so now you can just see this. Let's turn this on. We get a bit more light going here. Ooh, not too much. Turn that down a smidge. Is that okay? It's not too bright, hopefully. Right, okay, we'll see how things go. So as I say, this is the stamp set that we're going to be using at the moment. I've got some ink pads here. This is Merry Mallow and Soft Suede. Oops, I've got 2 of my blending brushes, these 2. And then I have here Misty Moonlight and Crumb Cake. So I'm going to start off with a note card like I always do. And this is for just getting started, really. If you just want to do something very simple, but you want to have a bit of fun with some blending, and you want to just, you know, give it a go, see what it's all about. Hello, Carol, over there on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's lovely to have you with us. So I'm going to do a little bit of blending, then I'm going to do a little bit of stamping, and we're going to have some fun with happy birthdays, enjoy the moment, and then some of these little seed pod things. I actually really like these little seed pod things. I know some people find them a bit weird, but they've really grown on me over the time. So I really like them. I'm kind of getting used to them, you know. So is this better open, or do you like my face being on here as well? Please do tell me, because I'm happy to do either. But I just thought this gives you a bit more space to see what's going on. But if you prefer seeing my face on here as well, then let me know and I'll do that too. Okay, so for the blending, we're going straight in with some Crumb Cake, but I'm going to take some grid paper, and I've got a really old tatty piece of grid paper here, which I'm not too bothered about, and you'll see why in a bit. Whoops, again. But I need to just make sure that I don't have too much on. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of rubbing on there, make sure it's not too much. Okay, so that's okay. And we're covering the front of this, and you can do it in a couple of ways. You can rub circular motions like so, or you can do backwards and forwards motions. If you do backwards and forwards motions, you're more likely to get a few streaks going. So I kind of prefer the rubbing, but sometimes you need to do the backwards and forwards, so there's no reason why you can't do that. Don't let anyone tell you you have to do it this way. Blending is very personal, I feel. And it's how your hands work, you know, because your hands are different to my hands, so who knows. Hey, Kim! It's nice to see you too. You caught me live. Oh, yay, lovely to see you. I'm doing a bit of blending, having a bit of blending fun. Okay, so that's all the blending I want to do on this one. Not much, just a smidge in the background. And then we'll leave this open, and we will do some stamping. And so for this, I'm stamping my happy birthday. Actually, that needs a smaller block. Let's do a smaller block. There we go. And I'm going to do them stamped off. Very pale, not massively obvious, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? Obvious, not massively obvious, that's a word. They can go over each other, it's not a problem. I'm not really trying to be careful or everything. Yeah, blending is fun. I love these new brushes, they're just brilliant. There we go. Not straight, not really bothered about that, just popping them on. Okay, so that's that. So we're kind of getting the idea that it's for a birthday. So oh, look, see, I like this. So Kim says she loves a bit of blending, don't we all? We all love a bit of blending. And then Sue's like, she's just using her new blending brush. They are brilliant, aren't they? Yeah, absolutely. A definite must have. Oh, Debbie's having a cooker repairman coming at some point. Oh, I do hope he comes like after the event, but also soon enough to have your cooker ready so that you can cook some tea. So having no cooker is no fun whatsoever. So I do hope that you're okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to add some other sort of foliage. It's not foliage, is it? It's, I don't know, flora and fauna, shall we say. That's a good word for it. So we will get some more blocks and we'll pop some more. That needs a bigger block. It's actually quite a large stamp, that. There we go. Now as I said, I am casing the catalogue with this one. So it's never an issue if you want to do that. If you want to case something, then case the catalogue. That's what it's there for. So I'm popping this one down here. Oh, I like that. See, I love how that looks. That just, oh, yummy. And then we're going to do some in Merry Merlot. Is it Merry Merlot or Merry Merlot? I don't know. I always go Merry Merlot for some reason. Pop that one in there. And then just an off here. And then this one I might do an off just down here, like so. There we go. And then I might do this one in Crumb Cake. Oh, you're on the east coast of the UK and very hot, are you, Carol? Yeah, it's very hot. I don't know what the temperature is here. I'm kind of not looking at it in the hopes that if I don't look at it, I might not actually think that it is that. Just staying inside. Okay, so do that. Just to have a little bit of a collage-y effect. Oh, look, we've got loads of you on YouTube today. That's brilliant. So glad that you could join us today. That's excellent. Okay, and then I've got a little piece of, and we'll have a little piece of Pool Party, which I'm going to stamp with the Crumb Cake. Actually, I'll go with a soft suede. Just add a bit of different tone. And this is completely not used anywhere else on the card, but I just liked the idea of having a bit of difference. And the good thing about stamping it first, you can cut it out next and get it straight, because that's definitely not straight. So I put this in here. It won't be straight to the top, so I'm just turning it slightly. I'll get that straight. Now I can get this straight this way. Better. That's better. Then we can get this straight up here. And then we can get this straight in here. Now this is, I have to say, the best little cutter I've got. And I'm sad to say it's only available to demonstrators, which I know is very frustrating to lots of you. However, if you can always cut a piece out on your with your trimmer if you prefer. I just like it because it's small and it fits under the camera better. Right, here we go. So we're going to pop that up on there. Now I think it needs something else on there. So I'm pulling out a doily. I know you're like, oh no, a doily, but I like these little vellum doilies. They're quite cute. And we can just snip a bit off. We don't need a whole doily for this. So we can just take a piece off. I just want to make sure that we've got like a bit of top and a bit of bottom, as it were, going on. But maybe even just a bit of top. Just sort of line up where you want it to be, where you think you're going to get the best vellum for your buck, as it were. I'm going to try that and see. Oh, Kim says it's 84. Good grief. It's just it's not normal, is it? I'm sorry. I know we're all being told this is going to be our new normal, but it really shouldn't be. Personally, I don't think it should. Okay. So I'm actually thinking I like it like that. So I'm going to take the line. Can you see that? So I've taken the line of the doily where it cuts, and I'm aligning that to the edge of this pool party. So the doily is just going to be hanging off over one side. I know it's not straight. It's, you know, my normal OCD is making me feel a little bit like weird about that, but we'll cope. We'll cope with that. I think it was something like 30 degrees here yesterday, which was just outrageous. And getting hotter. Although allegedly we're supposed to have storms this weekend, so who knows. And then I'm getting my little, this is the new Essentials Baker's Twine pack, and you get loads of different colours in there. And you should have a crumb cake in there. What have I done? Oh yeah, I've put my crumb cake in here. No? Yes. I got it out already. I got it out already and forgot. So here's my crumb cake. We'll do a little bow, because, you know, a card's not a card without a bow. Tied the Queen Pip way. There we go. Always get a perfect bow then. Perfect. And however big or small you wish, you can always get a nice little bow done. There we go. So that's a nice small bow because it's only a little tiny piece that we're going to add that onto. So we'll pop that up on some dimensionals and we'll stick a little bow on the corner, and then that's going to be kind of like our central piece. And then that will be that one done. So that's our quick and easy. I don't know how long that took me, but it wasn't very long. Hey, Leonie's on. Oh, nice to see you too. I was wondering how you were getting on the other day, actually. I was thinking, oh, I haven't spoken to Leonie for ages. How are you doing over there? Leonie joins us all the way from the Netherlands, which is lovely. We've got Australia on here, got Netherlands on here. Have we got any of our American friends on here yet? We normally have some folks from the US, which is cool. All right, popping that on there, like so. And then a little glue dot. All you need is a little glue dot. Now, the new ones that come have the glue dot on this side, so just be aware of that if you've bought a glue dot pack before and you're like unrolling it and wondering where the glue dots have gone. They're now on the front, so just be aware. There we go. Now, obviously, a note card's never complete without an envelope that's got some stamping on it, and you can then bring this whole feel of these pieces of leafage or whatever they are. Just got to work out which one was which. Yeah, that's crumb cake. So you can bring these seed pods back in here, and you can add one, of course, onto the back, just smaller like that. And there we go. So that's the first card done, and it's only 10 to 1. Hurrah! Oh dear. Oh, school holidays start this Friday, Leonie. Okay, fair enough. Then you'll be off and out and about. Yes. I'm just going to say, I have so many mums who are telling me this at this point. I'm just trying to get everything done before the school holidays. Just got to get it all sorted before the school holidays, and then I won't see you for like 6 weeks, but it'll all be fine. If that's you, put your hand up, because I can imagine there's so many people out there doing that at the moment. And just other people as well, just trying to get things done before the holiday, you know, if they're going away or anything, in the hopes that we can get away this summer. Okay, so there we have the first one. All right, done and dusted. That's not bad. Pretty, you like? Hopefully you like. So that's that one. That's our quick and easy. Now we're going to do a little bit more blending. Did you like the play on words I did on my thing? Enjoy the moment blending. Enjoy the moment while you're blending. That's just a Pip thing. That's just me. Now this one I am going to copy the catalogue, or case the catalogue, because it won't come out exactly the same. But I wanted to show you how this one was made. So I'm going to chop up my grid paper. I hear you gasp. But honestly, this is such great stuff to work with. So I'm chopping up my grid paper, making it small. Needs to be the width of the card and then some. Okay. so we'll get rid of that piece. We'll keep this piece so it can help me. And then I'm tearing like some peaks and troughs and some, there we go, just tearing like so. Okay, and then I have a piece of basic, and we'll put this on our grid paper with just a tiny amount of seal, tiniest amount of seal, straight onto the grid paper below. And what that does is it stops that moving. Okay, that's now set. And now what we want to do is we want to put our torn piece. You can put it either the same or you can just put it slightly off. I'm going to do mine slightly off. And we want it to be sort of covering up. So you can work out how big this piece is. I can't remember how big I did it now. I think it's 8 centimeters. And we'll just put this one in a couple over here to about there. It goes up quite high on that side. And then here we'll bring it down to a couple here, like so. Okay, then you're going to get some washi tape, and I still have reams of washi tape. I don't know why. I don't use washi tape very much in my crafting. So I'm going to stick those down. I do tend to curl up a bit though when I've put them on the side. There we go. Get rid of that one. Okay, stick that side down. There we go. Now this can still move, you see, but this isn't moving. That's the way of it. Now I've used this previously for Pacific Point, so I'm just going to, you can wash them, right? But who does that? I mean, you should do that. You should absolutely do that, right? I'm just going to get this off. I haven't done that. Oh dear. But if you kind of just whoosh it around a bit, you're not getting much off it after a while because it's all deep down colour. So you can put on top of it and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It might be slightly Pacific-y pointy, but it's going to be covered with Misty Moonlight, so it'll be fine. Okay. And then we're going to use Crumb Cake as the second colour. So I need my other blending brush back. I'm going to start with Crumb Cake. And we'll just start off and go on. And I recommend going up from the bottom and down from the top. Okay. Because then you don't catch the paper, so it just stays nicely down. That's the easiest way. And I always put my Crumb Cake, the lightest colour, on first. Just a tip. Then we'll go in with the Misty Moonlight. Now this is going to be quite dark, so again, off and be a little gentler, if that is a word, with the Misty Moonlight, so you're not getting it too heavy. But we do want to show the colour, so we will want to show that colour coming down. Oh no, don't move on me, thank you. Yeah, if your washi tape's not good enough, get some more. In fact, I've got some Scotch tape. Let's just use a bit of that for now, because it's easier to find than the washi. So we really want to make sure this is not going to move. There we go. Is that better? That's better. Okay. Come in from, no, now you're moving. Yeah, stop it. There we go. Both sides. That will keep you in business. Just going to finish this bit off over here. This side doesn't seem so bad. This side, it's even moving slightly that way. So just make sure it's not moving. Should have used probably tape anyway, but normally my washi is pretty good. Anyway, here we go. So we're back on. Coming on. Adding in some of that blue. Ooh. Come up from the bottom, not down. There we go. This is going to be quite strong blue on this side, and it's going to leave little patterns because I can't do a full, I can kind of do a full blend. You've got to just be careful it's not catching. So don't worry if it does leave a bit of splotchy. You're not going to see it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Yeah, the brushes are absolutely smashing. Carol said, Carol says they're such fine bristles, and that is so true. They're such fine bristles. I just think they're so soft, and they're very forgiving, you know. That's what I find. I need forgiving brushes. Because you know me, I'm normally like a real quick stamper, done, dusted, whatever. This is about as fussy as I get, doing a bit of this. Oh, that's nice and dark, that bit there. But sometimes you like a bit of dark, you know, sometimes doing a bit of, like a bit of dark? No, like a bit of, you know, actually doing stuff, like a bit of actual colouring, or, you know, like if I work with my blends, that takes me longer. My actual Stampin' blend, the alcohol markers, and doing this takes a little bit longer, but sometimes that's what you're in the mood for. You know, you don't always have to be in the mood for it, but sometimes you are, and you want to be able to do it well, and you want it to, you know, look gorgeous. And that's why you need, woo, now let's move the whole thing. That's not supposed to happen. Stay. No, it's twisted. That's all it's done. There we go. Okay. Okay, stay. That's better. Better. Okay. So we'll put a bit more crumb cake. And you're just building up your colours. Always, as I say, always start light. You can always add more, but you can't take it away once you've done it. That's the thing. Put a bit more blending going on in there, so it matches that dark blue underneath. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, just with these two colours, we're going to add on some extra bits. Those bits, I think I'm going to add these as well. And we're going to need this bit here. And that one there. There we go. So that one we don't need right this minute, so I'm going to put that out of the way. But I want this one and these little seed pod things. And these little seed pod things we're going to pop on, you know, turning them around so they're not always the same direction, off the page, together, not together. Oops, dropped, you know, whatever. Whatever works, right? Do the little ones, then we can come in with some sycamore. Okay, and then I'm going to do one that's not quite so dark. There we go. And then this one I think will work. Again, not quite so dark, but still coming in, like so. Oh, you could just add however many you want, really. Oh, and I made that one crumb cake. Okay, that's fine. We can have a bit more crumb cake coming in. There we go. All right, so just sort of random arrangements. Just pop a bit in there as well. Okay, and it doesn't really look very much at this point, does it? Looks a bit of a mess, if you're completely honest with me. You're looking at it and you're going, what has she done? What is that? That's just rubbish. Okay, now we're going to do the magic bit, which is we're going to pull off the masks, and you're going to be left with the bit that's behind. There we go. Look at that. Is that pretty? So pretty. Now, if you look very carefully, you need to just carefully pull that off. You can see where I've got a shadow where I did actually move it slightly, but hey ho, it looks pretty good to me. I'm happy with that. That's not bad. Oh, Debbie's got to go. Okay, see us on catch up. Don't forget, you know, don't forget to come back and finish it off, although we've done, I guess, most of it, to be honest, right now. So that is looking pretty dandy. I quite like that. Now here I've got some Misty Moonlight paper. This is from the Pattern Party paper, which you can only get as a host, okay? But I tell you, it's well worth getting it. So if you're going to put a big order in, seriously, this is the stuff you need to go for. It's basically the most expensive item you can get for free in the host pack, in the host selection options, because it's the same as 4 individual packs of 6x6. So you can get 4 times that worth of paper for host rewards of £17. So if you do like 150 quid order, you pay £2 for it. It's just, it's fabulous. Okay, so that's that bit. I like that. That's looking good already. You could do underwater scenes. You could do whatever you wanted. I mean, so many different options, right? And then to finish this off, we'll do this lovely seed pod, which if you've got poppies in your garden, you will be familiar with, because they'll come around every year. And then I'm going to just stamp a little note on this end. Where are we? Yeah. And then trim that off. There we go. That's going to be our sentiment. And then pop all that lot away. Just chop that piece off because we're going to tidy that bit up later. Don't lose it. That's what I normally do. If I flip it over, I forget it's there. A little bit of fussy cutting, or as I call it, cutting out with paper snips, because that's really all it is. Fussy cutting makes it sound like it's like so important and tricky, but actually it's just cut it out by hand with some paper snips. It's not hard, and it actually takes very little time with something like this, because you're just going to follow the edge. I don't go and try and get into all those little tricky corners. Just follow it around. Make sure I get all those bits in there. I'm not going to bother with that little sticky uppy bit. It's just going to get, I know it's probably integral to the whole design, but I'm just going to chop it off because you know I'm like that. Life's too short, right, to do all the little bits and pieces sometimes. Make sure you're following it around. You can follow that little bit out. Okay. And into the corner there. And around and around. And it looks so good when it's cut. That bit needs trimming off a bit. I'll just tidy that bit up, wiggle it along there. I'll tidy that bit up in a minute. I'm struggling because I'm getting shadows on my thing. So there we go. I'm turning it now. So hopefully you can see a bit better. The bit that's the most tricky and the bit you need to be the most careful with is this piece here. When you're coming to cut into a stem or something like this, it's so easy to have your card bend as you move your, so if you hold your fingers one on either side, it makes it less likely that you're going to damage that stem as you cut it, because otherwise sometimes you go in a bit close and it's like oops, and then you've bent your stem and then it all looks a bit dodgy. There we go. Wiggle it around at the bottom so it doesn't look like it's been cut off harshly, and then come back in and just finish off any bits you're not happy with. There we go. Like so. There we go. So that's that bit. A little note I'm going to cut by hand. I'm going to put a bit of a slant on it. Put a bit of a slant on it, and then it's less likely to be spotted that it's not straight. That's a Pip tip, because I don't necessarily stamp straight because of my astigmatism. But if you do it like that, it's less likely to be noticed. Now, if you want to, you can just dull this down a little bit because it is a bit white. So you can just add a bit of crumb cake, and it doesn't look like you're adding a lot, but when you put it back on against the white, it's just a little bit off. So that helps as a doing that. So let's now assemble all this together. Where's my multi-purpose glue? Oh, Carol says she loves it, but she's got to go. Thanks ever so much for watching, and join us again next week. We'll be here. Well, actually, I won't be here next week because I'm on holiday, but normally I'm here every Monday at 12:30. So pop on whenever you can, or you can always watch me on replay. That's the beauty of these things. There we go. There we are. That's that. That's that. That's that. Make sure I've got my front. Yep. And there we go. So who likes that? Who thinks that's a good idea of a bit of blending? Simple, right? You don't have a die cutting machine. You don't need to have any kind of fancy tools. All you've got is blending brushes. They're the fanciest you get, and some ink pads, which I know everybody's got. Was that the top or that the bottom? Yeah, that's fine. That's how it needs to be. Pop that on there. There we go. Do that, do that, do that. Make sure it's straight. You know, I think this is quite a simple thing that people can easily get the hang of without needing to feel like they're an expert in loads of different things. I think that's a good thing. Okay. And then for down the stem, I'm going to go with my minis, even though they are slightly short, like thinner in height, like they're not quite as tall, as thick, that's the word. It doesn't really matter, but it just means that I've got coverage all the way down. I'll put this up on here. Okay, and that's going to go on here like so. You can work out where you want that based on any gaffes you might have made, or you know, things you want to cover up. That's also handy. A little note's going to go across there, and we'll pop this up on normals, because the middle of that, we don't need one in the middle because the middle is going to be covered by the other dimensionals, like so. And then I'm going to add another little bow with that. Thank you. Lisa Jane says gorgeous. Kim says beautiful. Thank you. I can't take any credit for this design. This is absolutely Casey in the catalogue. But I wanted to show people how easy it is to get inspiration from the catalogue, and how easy it is to sometimes duplicate things that might look a bit off-putting because they're in the catalogue, you know, right? So it's like, well, they've been made by like proper crafters. They've been made like by design people, so they must be tricky, but actually they're not. You know, they're just crafters like us, and they come up with all these lovely things, and most of the time they're made for and designed specifically so that we can all make them, because that surely is the point, right? That we should all be able to make them. I'm just going to add that there like that. So now we'll go back to, so let's do this. Okay, so now you can see me as well, which is fab. So I'm going to just move all this lot out of the way. I don't need to clean that until after we've finished this. Make sure you put your brushes somewhere though, because if you leave your brushes lying around and then you put a card on top of it or whatever, sometimes you can get ink transfer from these. So just make sure that they go somewhere safe before you bring out anything else to look at. Because, you know, otherwise you could have a bit of a smudgy disaster. Not that they're particularly wet, because they're not. They're actually quite dry. But just if you lie something on them firmly, you know, you could get something covered on the back of something, the back of a card or whatever. So here we have these two. So we've got this one, little note card, enjoy the moment, like that, with a happy birthday behind. And then this one, which is just a little note. Both doing blending, just using blending brushes. So let's have, oh, Debbie says she's back, it was a false alarm. Jane says you'll try it but with a wider strip so there's less white card. Yep, you can do that too, that's also possible. It just depends on how you've cut your shape as to how I was worried that I was going to come off the edge, but yeah, you can do that for sure. You can make it the whole width of the card if you want to. It doesn't have to be, you know, you doesn't have to have this big piece behind. I'm going to show you now page 26, which is where it is in the catalogue. So you can see that this was my inspiration for the little note card. You see that there? So that one had just a little bit of an inspiration, bit of ribbon behind it, and it was on a crumb cake base. So I took that and I just made that one. So it's on a little white note card that anybody can do, beginners or crafters alike, and it's quick and easy. And then this one I pretty much did. In fact, I didn't realize I'd done it almost exactly the same as this one. I thought I changed it up a little bit more than that, but obviously not. So, oh, I have because I've added crumb cake shapes and they've just done all blue. So I added some crumb cake in. But you see how easy it is to get your inspiration from the catalogue? And then as long as you kind of figure out what they're using, and I love the fact that sometimes now in the catalogue on those pages, they've actually got the tools that they're using next to the image of the card. So I think that's great. So there we have it. 2 cards using Enjoy the Moment, which I think is a lovely stamp set and great for men. You could turn this into a happy birthday card for a guy easily, especially anyone who loved gardening. This would be fantastic for them. And also, you know, anybody who just wants to try out some blending brushes and wants to have nice sort of skeleton images, as I call them. They're like line images. You don't have to do anything fancy with them. You just have to stamp with them, and they're quite easy to put down on a card and make them into something quite beautiful. And you have nice sentiments to go with it as well. So that's good. Thank you. Yes, Jane, it is. It's a great place. Jane says she often looks in the catalogue for help, and I think that's a really good thing to do. Yeah. Oh, look. Hello. Hello, Krista. How are you? I know you are friends with Barry and Jane. They talk about you all the time. So in a good way. It's lovely to see you. Hi, welcome. And yeah, I think it's really just nice to have some different things, you know, that maybe you haven't thought about or looked at in the catalogue, or maybe you'd think, oh, it looks too complicated, I couldn't do that. So my challenge today was to make that really simple for everybody and show you how easy it is to do that. So let's switch me around for a moment. So do we have any questions? Yes, of course, it's all good, Krista. Any questions for anyone? Do you have a see here immediately I knew somebody would have a very sensible question. Do you have a brush for each color? No, I do not. You don't in fact have to have a brush for each color. So first of all, you can wash them. Okay, so you can rinse these underwater and then just allow them to dry. Okay, make sure that you're not putting them down that wet downwards into your pot. Make sure that they're drying this way so that all the water can drain out from the brushes, a bit like makeup brushes in that respect. So you can rinse all the color off. Some of them will stain, but this one I actually started off with Pacific Point on and just scrubbed it off on my pad at the beginning of the video, and then just picked up Misty Moonlight and added on with that. So you can see Pacific Point is underneath there, but on top is Misty Moonlight. So I would have like a range. So I'd have like a group. I'd have a group of brushes for my blues, a group, they come in packs of 3. So you could have 3 for blue, 3 for pinky reds, 3 for yellows, and 3 for like greens, and 3 for neutrals. I mean, or you could just have 1 for each. It's up to you. I don't think I'd go mad and have 50. I don't think you need 50 of them. That would be like, and because you'd have to name them then if they had all the set, like you'd have to put your labels on them, and then that's a whole other organizational thing, right? Then we'd have to have organization for the brushes and all that kind of stuff. But which we do, you know, people do. But I think that quite frankly, if you keep one for your blues, and even purples, you could wash this out and use it with purples, and then this will be my neutrals brush, and I probably won't have anything other than this one, just have one that does all my browns. And then I've got one for pink that does all my pinks, and I've got one that's doing like Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, pool party-ish, those kind of colors. So you can just do it however you fancy, really. But the fact that you can wash them out in between is a good one. Yeah. Yes. I love the fact that Leonie's with me. Where would you even store 50 brushes? Exactly, right? It's like, where would you store them? That's crazy. It's so much stuff storage. I have enough trouble with my 50 ink pads. At least they've got like special spots. But yes, you are sensible, Debbie. Debbie's just said, it's not often I'm called sensible. Yes, you are. You've got very good questions. You always have good questions. So, but yeah, I mean, I love them, and I think they're a great new addition to the range of colouring tools. I like them so much better than sponges. I still like my daubers for certain things. And I still like my sponge brayers for certain things, but these I think give a better coverage than the sponge brayers, which is why they're now not in the catalogue. But it's what you get used to, but it's also improvements all the time. They're bringing out improvements, and I like the fact that Stampin' Up does that. So I hope you've enjoyed today with Enjoy the Moment and some blending fun. Thank you so much for everyone watching. I have my paper share coming up, which needs to be booked in by mid-August, and you'll be seeing more of that over the coming weeks. This Friday is closing for my bundle fun class, and that's using All Squared Away. And I just fancy folds and different technique. I love it. I hope you'll like it, but I think you will if you come along to that. So book in for that by Friday. And then what else do I need to tell you about? Next week I'm on holiday, so I won't be here. And I will be back again on the 2nd of August. And the 2nd of August is a very special day because it's when the Christmas catalogue goes live. I mean, it's not really called the Christmas catalogue, and I must stop calling it that because I always do. It is the July to December mini catalogue, which is really the Christmas catalogue in my book. It does have other options available. And one thing is that it now, Celebration's coming back. Okay, so if you haven't heard already, I can show you the covers just to get you a little bit excited. Let's do this. Yeah, last week I did a sneak peek of the papers. You saw that, right? Hopefully. So let's do this. So here's a sneak peek of the catalogue cover. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And then we're getting this again for 2 months. I know. Like, Celebration? What? No, it's not January. And it's not January. No, they're doing something special for this year. For the first time ever, they're doing Celebration in the summer celebration. Oh, that sounds so good, right? So you'll have free stuff to earn for free, right? So you get them for free, but you have to earn them. You don't just waltz in and pick them up. You have to spend 45 or 90, depending on which one it is. I'm just going to highlight this one for a few friends of mine who are going to go, oh, penguins. Yes, there's penguins in the new catalogue. And then over here, just for a few other friends, maybe. Oh, look at that. Is that sheep? Yes, it's sheep. So so you'll be able to pick these items up for every £45 you spend, or £45 denomination, depending on which. Some of it's 90, some of it's 45, right? Same as ever. But that's coming out on the 2nd. So my catalogues are going to go in the post this week before I go away, and then that means you'll have them well in time for the 2nd of August. And you can then have a week to peruse and have a look and create your long wish lists and decide what you want, and then go, oh no, that's way too much, and then decide to join my team and do all that fun stuff, or pare it back and go a bit more sensible and spread it over some time. But to be honest, if you've got a really, really long wish list, it is way better to join my team and then spread it over some time and get discount on it than it is to just buy and get it spread over time. So there you go. That's all I'm going to say on that. If you want sensible, if you want to be a crafty shopper, you come and get the discount. Okay, so that's coming. So that'll be in the post this week, at the latter part of this week. And then I'll be back on the 2nd of August, and I will be sharing with you the Celebration items that you can earn for free, and talking a little bit more about all the different options that you've got, and also a little bit more about the stamp sets that we're going to be using for paper share. Because I don't just do a paper share anymore, I do a paper party. So you can get the paper share if you want, just the paper share, plain and simple, that's fine. or you can come and join and do our paper party. And our paper party is run with me and my friend Tina in the States, Katina Martinez. And we do a whole weekend of fun. So it starts on a Friday, runs through Friday night into Saturday, all day Saturday. And yeah, it's just, you know, we have Zooms, we have lives, we have card kits for you to purchase on top of the paper share. And yeah, we have a great time. So if you like the paper, but you're terrified of chopping it up, then you need to come to the paper party, because first of all, I chop all the paper for you. So it's already done. So that means it's very easy for you to then take that and do a little bit more chopping and feel like you can use it. Plus we use the paper in the card kits that you're going to be making. So you'll get a card for every single paper pack in the catalogue. And then you can use the rest for whatever you like. Decide which one you prefer the most or what couple you like the most, and then you can place an order for some more if you want to. It's up to you. We do have 3 stamp sets, or 2 sets and a bundle that goes with that. And it's up to you. You buy it through us or you buy it yourself. And if you're a demo, you're more than welcome to come along too. And yeah, it's just great fun. We have a lot of chatter. We have videos for everything, tutorials for everything, a Facebook group for it, and a Zoom session too. So there you go. So that is what's coming up. Bundle fun in August, and then paper party at the beginning of September. So have a lovely couple of weeks. I won't see you next week. Not doing this. I might just hop on though. You might just still see me, because yeah, Sean's going to be golfing. So I'm going to be at my wit's end. So what will I do? Oh, maybe a spot of crafting while I'm away. So I might take a kit with me. We might be doing some stuff in the sun or in the rain, depending on the weather, from somewhere else. So, or I might just pop on and say hi, because it's not the same not being able to say hi on a Monday. I'll feel a bit weird if I can't do that. So anyway, that's me, and I will see you properly in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks today, 2nd of August. Yeah, Leonie says kits. It's like, yes, we love the kits. So yeah, so we'll be doing some of that fun. And yeah, and a huge thank you to my house sitter. Jeanette's going to be just marvelous at looking after my place. Yeah, I will see her and you in 2 weeks' time when we're back. So have fun until then. Do a bit of crafting, and if you fancy some blending, then why not pop some blends into your next order? You know, you get 3 for like £11 something. That's a bargain, really, isn't it? Absolute bargain. Anyway, have fun. You take care now. I'll see you soon. Oh, and if you're shopping, oh, I nearly forgot. If you're shopping, there's 2 options, right? If you want to do the Christmas in July and get the free kit, then you need to use that host code, and you need to be buying the tidings and trimmings. That's for those of you who can't wait for the new catalogue to come out, right? Tidings and trimmings. Okay. And then if you're just shopping normally, then this is the host code that you use, and that's the normal host code for shopping. Okay, I'm rubbish at this. I always forget that part. Alrighty. Anyway, thanks ever so much for now. I will see you soon. Have a lovely time. Take care for now. Bye-bye.